Roobery, roobery, roobery. From the south of Birmingham to the place where I belong. Yes, that's right, everyone. I'm so excited. I'm singing my favourite D. Arthur James songs. We all know what he's like. We all know how exciting he makes us all feel about Aston Villa. Well, we'll get rid of that as shit. Anyway, we're all in a jovial, happy mood because we won the game. Welcome to the Cooper channel. It's another week of my review of Aston Villa versus Sunderland. We went up to the Stadium of Light, everyone, but it turned out to be the Stadium of Shite because we absolutely destroyed them. Yes, we did. Let's talk about the game. The great game it was. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. Well, first of all, going into the game, got a lot to talk about. Momentum was the key thing, wasn't it? You know, we won 2 in a row, we needed to get the third. You know, we had some tough games to come, we got United and Spurs, so like, you know, our league position as well, being just below them, it was all a very important game. Talk about the starting lineup, some interesting things there. First of all, we had Grealish and Hunt still injured, which meant Bakuna played. At right back, Vla not ready to be back, but Benteke was back, which was, you know, really positive. No Westwood in the starting lineup. We went with Cleverly instead in that DMC role, which is interesting. He did a similar thing as Spurs, but you know, didn't really play defensive midfielders in those sort of positions. Likes to play someone that can give a little in the attack too, so that was interesting. And we had a young Hepburn Murphy on the bench, a 16-year-old. With the chance to make his debut, so that was exciting. Going into the game, you know, we got a good record at Sunderland, but yeah, I think they'd only beat us 1 out of the last 8 there or something like that. We won there last year. Gabby's got a good record there, but we hadn't scored a goal in 10 hours, had we? So away from home, that is. So that was a real concern. But you know, we got Sherwood now. We've got 2 on the trot, so I was feeling confident. We started a bit slow, a bit nervous, the first 10 minutes or so. You know, this was becoming a bit of a trend, I think, as well. We started pretty badly against West Brom in the Cup. And, you know, I think we don't want to blow a game in the first 10 minutes, so we need to look at that. Yeah, and Zog and Bakuna started alright, a few early shots, but then we exploded. I mean, what a first half. Best performance of the season by far. The fans were up for it, you could hear them, you know, the away fans, it was good stuff. The players look out for it. We dominated in those central positions here. And then Zog as well, got to give him credit, you know, he's turning it around. He is turning it around. He's not quite there yet, give him a couple more big games, but he's turning it around. And I'm loving what I'm seeing. I'm really liking him in that position as well. Talk a bit more about that later. But yeah, so, you know, first of all, when we weathered that storm, we needed to really sort of start like keeping the ball, you know, being positive in possession and that sort of thing. That came from Delph and Cleverly, both really good. First goal comes. Bakuna was class on this. You know, just showing a lot of energy, a lot of quality, and that class just to pick out Benteke. It was a great run. He's just peeled back here to a nice little position. Bakuna's looked up, picked him out. Earlier on in the move, and Zog did that brilliant little flick out on the wing to Bakuna to put him away. Very unselfish, but still confident in his own way. I'm really liking that. That's good stuff from him. He's, you know, he's sort of using his strengths, but doing it in a positive way to help the team, which is good. Yeah, it was great movement from Benteke, like I talked about. Solid finish, you know. Second goal came straight after. It was boom, boom, like, you know, what is going on here? Gabby, too quick again. It was a bit of just a hopeful long ball from Clark into a pretty good area. Shea was just shocking, like, you know, I don't know what he was doing, but credit to Gabby. He showed a lot of fight, sort of just to, you know, use his body well, get into an area where he was one-on-one. I mean, the finish was a bit scruffy, in my opinion. I don't think it went exactly where he wanted it, but 2-0, it's in. Who cares about that? I mean, and at that point, I'm thinking, well, you know, we're in for a good day here. This is unbelievable. And then it just kept going, didn't it? 3-0, wasn't that long afterwards. Delph again wins possession in this sort of area. Ball goes up, we get a throw in, comes back to him, plays a lovely ball. Again, Bakuna, great run, just the heat of energy, gets into that position on the right wing. And I think the most important thing about this goal was it was an early cross. Sees Benteke one-on-one in the back post, doesn't mess around, takes a touch, gets it in there, great ball. Benteke's just a beast in those situations. As soon as the ball comes in, I knew it was going to be a goal. And it was, boom, bullet header, 3-0. And yeah, that was just, sorry, no, that was the fourth goal. I got to go back. The third goal was Gabby's goal, of course. And yeah, like again, Nzog, brilliant run through the middle. Good ball to have ball. It was shocking defending. I don't know what they were doing. They couldn't get a challenge on him. He cut in on his left. And nice finish, 3-0. And then the Benteke goal, which was a great bullet header, comes 4-0. And that's, 5 minutes to half time. We're in absolute dreamland. So happy. It's just brilliant football. Such a turnaround. And yeah, well, it's sort of a lot better than you could expect. I know Sunderland were poor, they were absolute dog shit, but considering where we were a month or so ago, like think about really where we were. Think about the Nzogs, the Gabbies, the Bakunas, the Cleverleys. These guys, how they were performing then to performing now, it's just unbelievable. So going into this next game, we are in a very, very strong position considering where we were a month and a half, 2 months ago. And it could have been 5. I mean, Sinclair had that chance. I think Jeremy Clarkson probably would have punched it in. So, it was an absolute sitter. And he and Sanchez, when he came on, were, I think, the only 2 disappointments out of the whole team. Goosen's kicking as well was a little bit disappointing and stuff. But he didn't have a lot to do, so can't really blame him too much. Second half. It's great just to go into a second half, being able to relax and enjoy the game knowing that we've won. That was brilliant to start off. We took the foot off the gas. There isn't really much to talk about in the second half. But it was a professional effort. There was a bit of criticism saying that, we should have gone for the juggler, more goals and all that. But, I think in the situation it was understandable. Sunderland responded a little bit, had a few shots, a few chances, but, we defended solidly. It was very uneventful, but it was job done, 4-0. Probably the biggest talking point of the second half was the introduction of Hepburn Murphy. I think it was a good change. I think it might have come a little bit earlier, but it was great to see him coming into the team, and, he looked positive in the 1 or 2 touches he had. The other thing that was a bit laughable was Sanchez coming on for Clark, playing at the back. He really... I hope that doesn't have to happen again, because he did not look comfortable there. He looked about as comfortable as a condom filled with chili sauce, really. It was bad. And, I don't want to be seeing the playing there again, really. So, why did we win? Okay, well, we won because, first of all, we weathered the early storm, we were confident in possession, kept the ball, and then we started to come into the game. When we did start using the ball well, we got runners past the ball, Bakuna especially, he was up here, even when, in positions where we had the ball in the back line, he was right up. And, that's showing good intent, a really good sort of positive attitude, and it's really good to see. And I'm hoping, in a way, that he might stay there. Or, I don't know. How does Hutton replace him after that performance? I don't know. We got runners past the ball. Cleverly and Delph, especially as well, we're looking to pass the ball forward. You can see in the first 10, 15 minutes, they were knocking the ball. A lot of interchange with Nzogby. Nzogby was coming out wide, dropping in. Cleverly was running into sort of these channels. Delph as well. Every time, looking forward. Hit Benteke, hit Ambrogakor. It was really good to see. And I like Nzogby in the middle. This is why I like him in the middle, because he can go both ways. Now, when he's out on the left, I don't like him because he doesn't go on the outside. He cuts in on his left peg all the time, and he's very easy to mark. In this area, especially on the Gabby goal, the third goal, I know I said it was the fourth goal, but the third goal, we all know the goal. Yeah, he just cut them apart. He took three players in the centre circle out of the game because they didn't know which way he was going to go, which is good. So, well done, Sherwood, on that one. Yeah, so, and the players seem to trust each other again. You know, they look like they're up for it. They look like they're happy in each other's success. There's good goal celebrations. It's just like, oh, it's so good to see. So good to see. So, that is what confidence does. Turn this whole side around just through a couple of good performances, new manager, new atmosphere, fans behind the team again, and you know we look like we're going places again. Okay, let's talk about Sunderland briefly. They were a steaming pile of horseshit. They were terrible, and I expect them to go down. I mean, let's hope that they don't bring, you know, Advocate has been brought in. I hope he doesn't do a Sherwood and turn the whole thing around, but you know, the whole Larson incident just summed it up. I mean, like, not knowing, you know, not having 10 on the field, not knowing where your 11th player is, and, you know, Chris Sutton said on the BBC that it was like a pub team, like, you know, coming back from the second half and someone's outside in the car park having a fag, you know, hadn't got back in time. That's exactly what it's like. It's like, I once played cricket with this guy, and he was not out at lunch, went to the TAB, didn't come back in time, got timed out. That's the kind of thing it would remind me of. So, yeah, I mean, shocking stuff. And on Gabby's second goal, the defending, they just stood there and watched him. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to play much better teams like that, starting with this weekend against Swansea, who are a good team. But, you know, in my eyes as well, like I saw a lot of like teams of the week and this sort of thing, and Gabby and Benteke were in there, and rightly so. They scored 2 goals each, played very well. But Bakuna was my man of the match. 2 assists, should have been a third. Sinclair's miss, and yeah, he was really good, really positive, pretty good defending. You know, looks solid. Clark, Akora, solid. Lowton looks like he's played left back for years. It's looking pretty good. Okay, I'm just going to bring up quickly there's a bit of talk about Clark should get booked this week, so he misses the 2 games against Spurs and United. I'm not really a big fan of that. I just think that the way we're playing, we don't really want to change much, and you can really, when you've got momentum, you can lose it very easily. And I mean, going into the United game, the Spurs game, if we play like we did on the weekend, we could get something. We could get something out of those games, you know. And who knows? Like, he might not get booked for a while. Well, you know, and that gives Villar a few weeks to come back and that sort of thing. So I don't really like that idea. Okay, the Swansea game is a cliche, but it's another big game, huge, massive game. Why? Because we got these 2 tougher games potentially coming up. Swansea have got a shocking away form, which is good, and we need to keep going. So I predict a 2-0 win for the weekend. And I just want to make a special mention before I go that there will be a special video coming out this weekend where I interview Catherine Baragaloff from our Aston Villa Facebook page, Fans in Australia page. So I'll be doing a little interview on her and her great knowledge and massive experience of standing, you know, on the terraces, you know, back in the Holt End. And she's been a massive Villa fan for years, and yeah, so that'll be interesting. And yeah, let's go. Let's make it 4 in a row. 4 in a row. Wow. But how good would that be? So, yeah, what a performance. I hope you all enjoyed it. And, you know, let's go out with a bit of Roobery. From the south of Birmingham to the place where I belong.